Al-Arqam.
Al-Arqam, penasas Al-Arqam.
On September 11th, the authorities announced the rescue of 402 children from welfare homes said to be linked to Global Ikhwan Services and business holding Sendirian Berhad. As of October 8th, that number has risen to 662, according to Communications Minister Fahmi Fadil. According to the police, health screenings revealed that some of these children have been sexually abused. Several states have since labeled GISBH as Deviant, and some of its leaders have been arrested. Police said their investigations revealed that members of the group were practicing the teachings of Al-Arqam, a controversial Islamic sect that was banned almost 30 years ago. So what is Al-Arqam, and why was it outlawed? Founded by former past religious teacher Ashaari Muhammad as a spiritual revivalist movement in 1968, Al-Arqam was intended to address the moral, political, economic, and cultural degradation of Malay Muslims, and the apparent unwillingness of political and religious leaders to remedy the situation, according to University Science Malaysia professor Ahmad Fauzi Abdul Hamid. Although driven by Islamic principles, the group was almost socialist in its approach, creating self-sufficient communes where economic output was shared based on need, not occupation. At its peak, Al-Arqam boasted a surprising demographic. Rather than the stereotypical image of rural, uneducated followers, the movement attracted educated urban Malays, Ahmad Fauzi said. For many, Al-Arqam appeared to offer a third way, rejecting UMNO's perceived corruption on the one hand and PASA's anti-development stance on the other. It wasn't long before the group's influence grew, even gaining sympathizers within the government and abroad. But what really put Al-Arqam on the government's radar was Ashaari's growing popularity, and his bold claim that he could challenge Mahathir's leadership. The movement was quickly labeled a threat. What followed were allegations made by the Islamic Affairs Division of the Prime Minister's Department, including one that claimed the group had supposedly set up a 313-man suicide army in Thailand aimed at overthrowing the Malaysian government. The claim would later be debunked by the Thai authorities. Abdullah Fahim, then the chief research officer at the Islamic Affairs Division, would later concede that the claim was part of propaganda drummed up by the government in a bid to contain the movement. But in 1994, the government moved swiftly, labeling Al-Arqam a deviant sect and banning it. Ashaari and several other leaders of the movement were arrested under the Internal Security Act. After weeks in detention, Ashaari emerged on national television completely transformed. Swapping his trademark turban, robe, and beard for a kopiah, baju Melayu, and a clean-shaven look, he publicly renounced his ideology on live TV.
Kali lagi saya terasa memang satu kesalahan lah, dan saya tidak akan pegang lagi lah seperti mana pegang saya yang lama tadi.
Human rights activists like Swaram co-founder Siva Rasa Rasya, however, have their doubts about the legitimacy of that confession.
Torture and making people confess and so on under duress was quite a regular feature of the use of the IC. So I'm prepared to say these confessions were most likely done under duress. But these people have not ever publicly complained that they were forced to confess.
With followers banned from meeting and Ashaari under house arrest until 2004, the Al-Arqam movement faded away. After his death in 2010, his widow and followers would go on to form new groups that would carry on its teachings, including Rufaqa Corporation and GISBH. The fact that Al-Arqam's teachings have lived on to this very day has caught many Malaysians by surprise. So how deeply entrenched are those teachings among the Malays today? Osman Dma and Danish Rajareza, FMT News.